How do you feel about hypocrisy? Now, you've done it. I've done it. You know, hypocrisy is everywhere. I used to think hypocrisy was like a cardinal sin. I hated it when people were hypocritical. But then I kind of realized, I'm hypocritical a lot. I don't know about a lot, but maybe definitely more than I want to. I have all these ideals and virtues I want to and try to follow. Man, sometimes it's so like hard to not get caught up, Sometimes you just fumble, Sometimes you kind of forget, you lose yourself, and you can't always be the bigger man. You can't always hold yourself to these higher standards. And, I think that's okay. What differentiates a bad hypocritical person versus like an okay hypocritical person is I think the drive to change. Like, I think recognizing in that moment, or maybe even, sometime after I was being a hypocrite, is okay. Especially if your next thought is, how do I not do that again? And, let me just give you an example of a time I was hypocritical. When I was younger, like 13 or 14, when TikTok was kind of like, I was just really hateful. I was mean. And on TikTok, sorry, let me clarify. On TikTok, I was hateful and mean. I was just debating everybody. And then I realized it was a problem when one day I was debating someone over something I agreed with. I agreed with them, and I just chose to debate them just because. It was about stereotypes. Now, I don't like stereotypes. Stereotypes are just bad, period, no matter what, good or bad, right? And this person said something about the Aunt Jemima stereotype in like the comments. And so this is really embarrassing. And so I was like, what's wrong with the Aunt Jemima stereotype? Well, I don't even know why I said that. But she was like, it's still a stereotype, even if it's a good stereotype. It's still a stereotype, and it's harmful to perpetuate. And I was like, wow, it makes black people look good. And anyways, we went on this whole thing, and then at some point I was arguing with her, and I was like, wait, I agree. Stereotypes are bad. Why am I arguing right now? What am I doing? And at that point I was like, I can't do this anymore. I deleted TikTok. I deleted that account. I think that account might still be out there. And I was done. I was like, this app is so hateful. And at the time it was like when everybody was being super progressive, and then as a result, people wanted to be super not progressive. And so it was just this big back and forth tug of war. It was making me really hateful, maybe like start to hate women, start to be a little homophobic, just all these things, right? And I was being very hypocritical because I thought being homophobic was bad, being sexist was bad. And I was arguing over things that I agreed about. And, I hadn't held all these virtues and ideals yet. I hadn't gone through my critical thinking, introspective era of life. But, it was bad. It was a really hypocritical time of my life. And so, it's over now. Yeah, we've all been hypocritical. Just the other day, this dude in my comments was like, if you can't engage in a good faith argument, you're chopped. This whole time, this dude is being bad faith. Like, you're a hypocrite, bro. And that's okay. I think it's okay to be a hypocrite. He was probably like 13, But only if you have the drive to change. Some people are hypocrites just forever. I think do as I say and not as I do is really human nature. I see it all the time. I do it sometimes. Do as I say, not as I do. Because you know what to do. It's just hard to do it. So I don't know. How do you feel about hypocrites? Are they just all bad? Is it understandable? What do you think?